and they don't need to bite. And some of us bite. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Some of us real bite, you know.
Some will for sure.
So I'm in a sense kind of like I got offended the other time. The other day I was in my daughter's school, and there's one of those dads, you know, a hipster kind of one. Let's call him hipster. I don't
Yeah.
want to call him by race. So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
let's call him
yeah.
hipster type
Oh,
of dad.
history.
He comes and he tells me, like jokingly goes, "How long you been in for?" And I'm like, "In what?
In what motherfucker?
Jail?" I was like,
Are
"What?"
you
Yeah.
serious?
And I was like,
What?
"Why would you think that I'll be
Yeah.
in jail?" He's like, "Bro, the moment I seen you walk in, you stood back, whoop, you put yourself in a defensive mode, and you were just scouting the
Yeah.
whole room." And then I'm like, that's how I was raised. Like
Yeah.
it was. That's how I was raised. That's how my. That's how I was raised. Because in my block, that's how I was. It's like a self defense,
Yeah.
and it just got to the point where it was just like, what the fuck? Like, why would you think
Yeah.
that? And you know, and then I just laughed it off, and even it just.
Yeah, that's one of those offensive statements where they be trying to act like, trying to ask some question where it's like you think you're analyzing something, but all you're doing is coming off like a racist piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel comfortable making that statement? Hey, even if there was some sort of history or back, like, you know what I mean? Like some
And it's
reality
not
to
for
it.
because
I don't
I'm
know
a,
you like
I
that.
wow a lot of these parents just because they ask me like, what do you do? I'm an entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses.
Right.
And once I tell them I'm in cannabis, it's like they get kind of scared at the same time, and then
Yeah.
they're like, whoa, like like how can you do it? And it's just like I don't understand that question, like how
Are they saying how like morally
like
or like how like legally?
I don't know like how can I take the courage to be in that
Okay.
field and
Uh
stuff.
huh.
And it's true, bro. There's a lot of people that will want to be a part of it, just scared of the field. But the
Oh,
field
for
is
sure.
the industry is fucking screwed up, anyways.
Mm.
Uh, you know, and not until we get federally legal and
It's challenging. Yeah, for
play fair
sure.
because out to these guys that's out there really putting in the grind and really doing it because one little slip up, one little numbers off is you're having drastic losses. Let's not talk about this legal side. Like, dude, these they come and fine you. It's not
Yeah.
20. It's not $500 fines. You're talking about
Well,
20,
yeah.
200,000, whatever.
Let me load you up on that because that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. So obviously you've been involved in different types of businesses. I know that you've had a lot of involvement within the cannabis industry in different facets. Tell me a little bit about that because I've always been one of those people that's like hesitant, scared. You know what I mean? I'm very like risk averse. Like I'm gonna stick kind of with what I know. I'm open to other shit, but also very like hesitant unless I really know the ins and outs. But like with the cannabis thing, it's always been the hesitation to deal with the federal side of it, even though I see tons of operating businesses. I walk into fucking cannabis clubs around here, I support them. But I'm like, shit, I don't know. I always feel like I'm the one that some shit will like once I go into it, next thing you know, they're knocking at your door like, nah, this is still illegal, you
So,
know?
so from my experience, Brian, I've been in this fucking industry for a long time, high
Sure.
school, and I've seen the risks, I've seen and um, the government really didn't know how to profit from this plant. I would
Mm-hmm.
say,
Mm-hmm.
it was it's too much studies.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have taken the time to really study cannabis, they
Mm-hmm.
would have been behind on cocaine. They would have been behind on heroin. They would have been behind on meth. They would have been behind on fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
It's a healing plant.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did they do with that? Are we're gonna fight it off?
Mm-hmm.
It helps with anxiety. How many big pharma companies
Have
have
medicine
have
and it's
medicine that
for
fights
sure.
anxiety?
Yeah.
How many medicines companies out there that fight inflammation? And it's the truth. It's
Mm-hmm.
just America's not telling us what it is about profit. A lot of us understand that. A lot of us understand. There's
It's a
still,
capitalism thing.
yeah, it's still a lot of us that they're not. Um, I'm for sure one that I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna leave something for my great grandkids. So regardless, as long as they don't involve women and kids, I'm doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me?
Hell yeah.
And it just the most respectful part is, it's just me being honest. It's me being true to myself.
Hmm.
I the they try to capitalize on the cannabis industry. Is it's a culture.
Hmm.
You
For
know,
sure.
it unites people. You feel me?
Hmm.
It's not. It's you'll be in a party. It's just smoke out party. Everybody's passing out blunts.
For
Everybody's
sure.
everybody's joining the
Yeah.
vibe compared to if you go to a where it's alcohol involved. Even when there's 420 parties and
Hmm.
alcohol is involved, it's still a vibe, bro. It's like it mellows down to the scenario.
Hmm.
It's a peaceful thing.
Yeah, no, I totally feel that way. I feel like it's always been frustrating for me to see like corporations come into the industry, and like you'll see like massive plants, they got going on massive operations with doctors and white jackets and shit. And not to say that those people are necessarily not people that smoked before, but you could it definitely seems like the people that are running those companies are more just big money investors. They're not really looking at it. They're not really coming from like that culture
They
standpoint,
don't they don't
you
they don't
know?
understand. That's why you see pounds that are indoor at $500 because they're mass producing. But
Mm,
at that $500 pound, let's talk a little bit of fashion. If you're into fashion, if you want a good quality cotton shirt,
mm-hmm,
you're gonna pay anywhere from 85 to 150 per
mm-hmm,
se, right?
mm-hmm,
Those mass quantity pounds are the 10 for 10 in one pack white tees,
mm,
the thin shirt that you
mm-hmm,
see through type,
mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm,
quality is not there,
mm.
but then you still got those growers, bro, that growing that
That dank,
quality
dank,
that
yeah.
we're talking about wholesale side, $2,000 a pound still and
Mm-hmm,
up, and
mm-hmm,
it just and then it's a lot of when it comes down to the distributors, bro.
mm-hmm,
It's the money's fast,
mm-hmm.
the money's fast,
For
but
sure.
when you're just worried about making a little, it doesn't matter, a little bit of profit, just want to keep it going. And you're not willing to sit there and, fight the number, fight the market, go try
Mm-hmm.
to control the market and,
Right.
even talk to everybody. Because,
Mm-hmm,
bro, there's nobody doing nothing special. Nobody's
mm-hmm,
doing nothing special. It's just some people had a lot of money to be able to fucking experiment into the industry, get ahead in
mm-hmm.
the industry and everything. But ain't nobody doing really nothing special.
So, like, what do you think the business model is within the cannabis industry that works right now? Like, for instance, you ever heard of a company called Ball Farms? You seen
No,
those guys?
no.
I don't know how I came across them, but I follow them on Instagram. But it seems like a locally owned um, grow, and it seems like family owned. They got nice little. They came out with the fucking Danielson shit, the fucking Karate Kid.
Yeah,
You ever
no.
seen that shit?
There's so much weed companies. I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it real with you. For me, it's kind of like when you're a fan of Hollywood, like the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you work behind
Right.
the scenes. That magic kind of goes
It's all
away
gone.
because
Right.
how. So for me, seeing when I see online and I see all these groups like, oh, we're doing the next great thing. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see y'all 3 years, 4 years
Mm-hmm.
down the line. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's exactly what happened
For
in the
sure.
industry right now. Is everybody got mad at each other because they're feeling like, oh, we're not making the same or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of, it's we're humans, bro. There's a lot of people that crooks, a lot of people that do shit behind the scenes
And
that
what do you mean, like not making the same? Are you saying like you guys are looking, or people in the industry were looking to have kind of like a
people weren't happy
consensus
with
on what they wanted to charge,
people weren't
or?
happy with their contracts and stuff or whatever, and they didn't foresee what was to come. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, for me, the traditional market still will always gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? But at the same time, is if you have those, it's again, it's a different culture, bro. You
Mm-hmm.
have to understand weed. You gotta have a passion and love weed
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to be able to. Like for me, I see it as a medicine. I consume it because for me, I have a stabilizer rod. If I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have this rod, I wouldn't smoke weed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably try it, but
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't.
Wouldn't be
I
your.
wouldn't be smoking every day. I wouldn't have a weed kit. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me?
Mm-hmm.
So
You
um,
do see it like from the medicinal
for the
standpoint. I
medicinal
got
side.
you.
So when somebody asks me, "Hey, well, we should smoke," I'm like, what do
What
you want to feel? What do you feel?
for
What not?
sure.
Because again, like the market is worries about za. They're
Mm-hmm.
understanding that there's money in all the levels,
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
the low packs. So there's still money in all the levels, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody wanna, I guess, wanna
I get
see
what you're
like
saying.
I'm growing the best. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like, and
the
what
most potent fucking. Yeah, I get what you're
and
saying.
without
That
being
rapper
that
strand.
without being that transparent in the industry, we will, and then if y'all use my business models, okay, just kick me a percentage back. I'm gonna give you some gains. But it's just, when I talk to patients and stuff, like, older, I realized that the older people I'm talking about, 45 years old and up,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't legal back then when they were young and stuff. So, growers back then didn't take the time to a few growers did, but some
Mm-hmm.
growers just mass, what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
just grew because they
Yeah.
needed to, whatever. Um, if you give them za, like, oh, you're gonna push them away from the weed. You're gonna discourage them. They're not gonna.
Mm.
We need to be transparent to be able to make new customers, because there's
Mm-hmm.
people that haven't tried weed yet.
Mm-hmm.
So why not bring them? They've tried alcohol.
Right.
They've
Right.
tried cigarettes.
Right.
Why not do the same thing? Let's not, but let's learn how to market. Let's learn how to pitch this. Let's learn how to
You're like looking at
maneuver
it
it.
from a more boutique, individual kind of perspective, right?
Well,
Or
correct.
yeah,
Because I mean,
tailored towards an individual.
eventually that's gonna be the money maker here, because everything's gonna be done by robots.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have the interaction with the boutique, and that, but the old, that's when the
Yeah, I think the challenge within that industry, because I remember like years ago when the first dispensary started popping up, it's like you'll have some that have a really nice experience, and like just the whole fucking shit's all curated. The fucking girls behind the counter are all cute always, or
I
whatever.
don't feel you need a big ass fucking
You
retail
don't.
store.
You don't. I just think the challenge was is like you would have that situation. You'd have flight weed, but then it would be hard sometimes for them to charge like a price. Because like fuck, you have some other little piece of shit shop that has some decent weed at a lower price, and you're
I
like, fuck it,
mean,
I'm gonna
you
go.
you got Jay-Z's weed. When Jay-Z came, he's charging $100 an eighth, and it was
Yeah,
some bullshit that, like, but it's because they just,
yeah, he's got the
people feel like,
brand.
oh, well, but Jay-Z, you never rapped about fucking selling weed.
You
You
were
rapped
never a
about
weed guy, you
you
know?
rapped about selling crack. So
Right,
I'm not
right,
gonna trust you in the weed consumption.
right.
It
Yeah,
just
yeah, and he was never really even a weed smoke guy. You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
you
You feel
know,
me?
but
So
yeah, I
it,
feel you.
it
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, it just, I don't know. It's just intricate. It's just, I guess, still fierce. The industry's still young, bro. I mean, I want to see if, these companies are big tier companies going to be here in 20 years still,
Hmm.
because, companies, a lot of behind the
Oh
scenes
yeah,
people do a lot of bunk shit behind the scenes.
for
People
sure.
forget that when you go and work in a group, it's about the group being successful first. So any personal problems got to put to the side when it's about the group,
Hmm.
and I don't know, bro. It's a lot. It's,
Yeah.
just, and then the money greed, and then, yeah,
The
it's
challenges of the federal side of it, I mean, like the fact that it's not federally legal, it makes it to where I don't really know. You could probably answer this, like the whole banking side of it, where you can't put money in a
bro. There
weed.
was closing my bank account left and right. It's
Yes.
just, you can't, doing the transactions is just pulling out money and cash. We can't even use credit cards. Like, we will, like, if they really chill back and, like, come on, let's organize it. Let's be a little bit more lenient. Let's give them credit. Like, we will make the city look popping.
Right,
Like,
for
we will
sure.
get the city popping, because there'll be money flowing through the cities. There'll be money being spent. There'll be people
Yeah.
going by shopping, but they not. They want to make the city look like Gotham City, and keep letting junkies drop and waking them back up, go get high again. You feel me? Like,
Seriously.
so, again, it's, it's a fine line where, there's a lot of things that we, the government and the people got to be more honest about. You got Governor
It's
Newsom that he bloodshot eyes red when he's doing news, and you're not gonna really say nothing about this weed. Like, come on,
yeah.
bro. Like,
Yeah.
and I've heard a few big shots give you
Hmm.
incentive money.
Yeah.
Bro. It
So you,
just,
you think it's the lobbyists that want to keep weed federally illegal to support other like pharmaceutical industry? because that's what I think most
I mean, look,
decisions come down to, the
I'm gonna keep it.
lobbyists.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think big pharma is our enemy. I'm gonna say this. Why? Because they're in the same field, making people feel good, and they
Mhm.
already have money and power. Once this goes federally legal, they could buy out everybody.
That's a logic that I would think makes sense.
They're
Yeah.
going. They're going to buy. When I be saying like, oh, people be adding this and that, this and that. It's just same thing as the fruit industry, same thing as the vegetable
Right.
industry.
Right.
They're add extra ingredients to puff up their fruits, to puff up their vegetables, whatever.
Mhm.
And some growers do that, some growers don't. It just and when it comes down to the level THC levels this, THC levels that, like, bro, if you can go to one of these laboratories and see them doing the test live,
Mhm.
bro,
How do you know?
you could pay extra $500, and my shit tested at 8% THC level. Now it's at 38.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, it's all about where it's coming from and with the information,
it's just how everything is infiltrated. You got people that want to cut corners.
for sure.
Every sense in the business too. Like in regular business, big corporate businesses,
Mhm.
franchises.
Mhm.
They'll cut corners. They'll make the bottle look a little bit lenient, and then
Yeah.
you're drinking less soda, and
Right. Right. Right.
save
You're
you
paying a
money.
little bit more. You're getting a little bit less in product.
When you start seeing the pennies, that's when you start making real money.
When you start seeing the pennies, what do you mean by that?
When you start not letting so many pennies leak out.
Oh, okay, for sure. A penny earned or a penny saved, a penny earned. I agree with that statement. For sure. Yeah. I just feel like the weed industry, it's like, for whatever reason, whatever the fucking lobbyists are pushing, it's remaining federally illegal. I don't really see, I don't know. Trump ain't gonna, well, I ain't gonna say ain't, but Trump didn't do it in his presidency. I don't see Kamala Harris doing it if she gets elected. I don't know when that shit's
Who you
gonna
gonna vote
happen.
for?
Who am I gonna vote for? Shit. Fuck. I'm definitely not voting for Donald fucking Trump.
You're not.
Hell no. Fuck Donald Trump. But